Good morning, everyone. Good morning, colleagues and partners. We would like to welcome you all to the Interim Projects Day. So I am Riza from PEMSEA, and I will be your host for today. So before we formally start our meeting, we'd like to acknowledge our partners who are working with us on the Marine Plastics Project. So from the Philippines, we have Secretary Jonas Leones, Undersecretary for Policy, Planning, and International Affairs from the Department of Environment and Natural Resources. We also have 𝐼𝐿𝐴 Gonzalez, also the Director for the Environmental Management Bureau of the Department of Environment and Natural Resources. And then we also have our colleagues from the Foreign Assistance Projects and Services, Mr. Bata Bravante and Mr. 𝐿𝐴𝐧𝐞. And then our partners from Timor-Leste, headed by Mr. Celestino Dacuna Barreto, the Director General for Fisheries, under the Ministry of Agriculture, Livestock, Fisheries, and Forestry. We also have Mr. Nelson Madera, the National Director, under the Directorate for Environment, Ministry of Tourism and Environment. And then we also have Mr. 𝐏𝐿𝐴𝐧𝐸 from the Fisheries Bureau, the Ministry of Agriculture, Livestock, Fisheries, and Forestry. Mr. 𝐏𝐿𝐴𝐳𝐸𝐿 from Fisheries Bureau also. And Mr. Arlindo Silvera for Solid Waste Management under the Directorate for Environment, Ministry of Tourism and Environment. And then we also have Mr. Rafael Goncalves Pereira, Advisor to the Secretary of State for Fisheries under the Ministry of Agriculture, Livestock, Fisheries, and Forestry. And then we also have our partners from the Republic of India, represented by Ms. 𝐏𝐥𝐚𝐬𝐭, the Deputy Director for the under the Marine Conservation Division of the Ministry of Oceans and Fisheries. And of course, we have here the Regional Project Management Unit from PEMSEA, headed by our Executive Director, Ms. 𝐼𝐿𝐴 and Dr. 𝐻𝐿𝐴. So we would like, before we proceed with the agenda of the meeting, we would like to request our head of delegation for partner and country for a quick message before we start the steering meeting. So to start, we would like to request a message from the Executive Director of PEMSEA, Ms. 𝐿𝐴𝐧𝐸.
Good morning, Undersecretary Jonas Leones, who is also our East Asian Seas Partnership Council co-chair and the designated chair of this Interim Project Steering Committee. As the host country, Mr. Gilbert Gonzalez, Director and Assistant Secretary of the Department of Environment and Natural Resources, and the delegates from the Philippines. Ms. 𝐏𝐥𝐚𝐬𝐭, Deputy Director, Marine Conservation Division, Ministry of Ocean and Fisheries, and colleagues from RO Korea. And of course, from Timor-Leste, also our country partner, Mr. Celestino Dacuna Barreto, Director General of Fisheries, Ministry of Agriculture, Livestock, Fisheries, Livestock and Forestry. And Mr. Nelson Madera, National Director, Directorate for Environment, Ministry of Tourism and Environment, and colleagues from Timor-Leste and the PEMSEA Resource Facility, led by Regional Project Management Unit Director, Project Manager rather, Dr. 𝐿𝐴𝐧𝐸. So on behalf of PEMSEA, I would like to extend my warm welcome to all members of the Project Steering Committee of this MOF-funded Marine Plastics Pollution Project, which just finished year one of this 6-year project. Year one was all about laying the groundwork for the smooth implementation of the project starting from 2024 onwards. There is heightened awareness and acknowledgement of the urgency of the interconnected plastic pollution and climate crisis, which constitute the biggest global threats nowadays. Plastic use is growing rapidly in emerging economies, particularly in our region. Up to 13 million tons of plastic waste end up in world oceans every year. It stays there, damaging nature and the ecosystems that support life on Earth, with the devastating impacts on people's health, local economies, and tourism potential. The challenges linked to plastics are global, and so are the opportunities. One of these opportunities, which we are pleased to be part of as an executive agency and host of the regional project management team, is this project on marine plastics pollutions. We are pleased to collaborate with our PEMSEA country partners, RO Korea, Philippines and Timor-Leste, which is a project to develop solutions to tackle plastic pollution at the local level, which with the help of our national agencies, we hope to replicate to more places in these countries and the region. Key to this is the use of resources more wisely to reduce waste, which in turn reduces environmental degradation, increases competitiveness, and leads to develop a resilient and sustainable green economy. We hope that we can actively work together and support each other to meet the project's objectives, which contributes to the implementation of our shared regional strategy, the Sustainable Development Strategy for the Seas of East Asia, the National Plan of Action on Marine Litter in the case of the Philippines, and the National Plan of Action on Marine Plastics in the case of Timor-Leste, as well as the ASEAN Regional Action Plan on Marine Litter. And this project is also aligned with the global commitment of the UN SDGs 14. Thank you very much.
Gonzalez. We also would like to acknowledge our colleagues from Environmental Management Bureau, Ms. Connie Crisostomo, Ms. Reyes, and Mr. 𝐿𝐴, and Engineer and Quality. And to proceed with our program, we would like to request also a welcome message from the Philippine Head of Delegation, Undersecretary Jonas Leones.
Thank you very much, dear participants, colleagues. Director General 𝐏𝐿𝐴 Barreto of the Democratic Republic of Timor-Leste, Ms. 𝐏𝐥𝐚𝐬𝐭 of the Republic of Korea, our PEMSEA Executive Director, Ms. 𝐼𝐵 Gonzalez, and participants from Timor-Leste and the Philippines, as well as the staff of the Regional Project Management Unit. Ladies and gentlemen, magandang umaga, good morning. I am pleased to attend this inaugural Interim Regional Steering Committee meeting for the Official Development Assistance Project, Reducing Marine Plastics in the East Asian Seas region, which the Philippines and Timor-Leste are participating countries. As we convene for the first ever Project Steering Committee meeting for this undertaking, we extend a heartfelt welcome on behalf of the Government of the Philippines, our Secretary, Maria Antonia Loaizaga. Your presence and contributions are invaluable to the collaborative spirit and success of this significant environmental endeavor. This project is not just a reflection of our shared commitment to environmental stewardship, but also a testament to the robust partnership between our countries in tackling and addressing the urgent issue of marine plastic pollution. We are grateful to the support of the Republic of Korea, whose generosity as a development partner has been instrumental in bringing this project into fruition. We welcome the participation of our colleagues from Timor-Leste. Your participation and insights are essential as we tackle the challenges of marine plastic pollution, which knows no borders. As we embark on this journey, let us strive to forge a path that will lead to tangible actions and sustainable outcomes. Our collective efforts will undoubtedly contribute to the health and vitality of our marine ecosystems, benefiting both our present and future generations. The meeting today will convey to us the first year accomplishment and present the work plan for 2024. I wish a productive meeting and anticipate your valuable contributions and perspectives as we chart the course for this project. Thank you at mabuhay tayong lahat. Thank you.
We would like also to request a welcome message from the Timor-Leste Head of Delegation, Secretary Minister Celestino Barreto, Director General for Fisheries, under the Ministry of Agriculture, Livestock, Fisheries, and Forestry.
Thank you very much for the time. Thank you for the opportunity. And then first of all, I'd like to my respect to Executive Director, Mrs. Gonzalez, and also for the Secretary of DENR, Philippines, and also for the representative for Ministry of Ocean and Fisheries, Korea, and also for the Dr. Singh, and also for all the college participants, both Timor-Leste and also from the Philippine participants. And I think this moment is very, very important for our discussion. And then we also from Timor-Leste side, we apologize because this is the first steering committee. We not involved directly to Manila, but through the Zoom meeting, we hope that from our side, Timor-Leste and then Philippines, we can conclude what the plan for the future, the good plan. I also, for this Timor-Leste side, we work interministerial level. I think from the Director Nelson here also, and we hope that during this the first steering committee, we come the good plan what we do now and then for the future. I think this is from the Timor-Leste side. We here is in the room we have Mr. Rafael here and Mr. 𝐏𝐿𝐬𝐬, technical from Fisheries, and also for Benbindo here, and also from the Secretary of the Environment, Director Nelson. I think this for we hope that we can discuss and then sharing this information during this half-day meeting. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Director General 𝐿𝐴 from Timor-Leste. And now we will proceed to the welcome message from our donor partner from the Republic of Korea, represented by Ms. 𝐏𝐥𝐚𝐬𝐭, Deputy Director of the Marine Conservation Division of Ministry of Oceans and Fisheries.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
I'm 𝐏𝐥𝐚𝐬𝐭, Deputy Director of the Marine Environment Policy Bureau at the MOF, Republic of Korea. The General Director had planned to attend this meeting, but due to the schedule change, I delivered the greetings on their behalf. Your understandings will be appreciated. I extend sincere invitation for the convening this meeting for the ODA project, and I appreciate to Jonas, Undersecretary of the DENR of Philippines, and Mr. Celestino, the General Director of the Fisheries, Aquaculture, and Marine Resources of the Democratic Republic of Timor-Leste, and Amy Gonzalez, the Executive Director of PEMSEA, and all participants of the PSC meeting despite their busy schedules. Since last January, when the MOF and PEMSEA committed to the ODA project, approximately a year has passed, and PEMSEA has taken the initial steps to reduce marine plastics in 10 project sites in the Philippines and Timor-Leste. Today, we'll share our achievements and outline the next steps. I express sincere appreciation to the PEMSEA ODA project team for their dedicated efforts under challenging circumstances. The collaboration beyond the efforts of individual countries is necessary in addressing marine debris issues. As marine debris transcends national boundaries, it jeopardizes marine ecosystems and causes damage on marine industries such as fisheries and tourism. Therefore, various stakeholders, including governments, private companies, NGOs, academic, and communities, must collaborate to address marine debris problems. Consequently, international communities are deliberating the creation of an internationally legally binding instrument on plastic pollution to tackle the plastic waste problem. This agreement is expected to be signed at the 5th Intergovernmental Negotiating Meeting, scheduled to be held in Korea next year. The Korean government commits to continuing this ODA project until 2028 in collaboration with the governments of the Philippines and Timor-Leste, as well as PEMSEA. During this meeting, we intended to visit Manila and formalize the ODA project through the official MOU, the official signing of MOU between Timor-Leste and the Republic of Korea. Unfortunately, it did not proceed as anticipated. For the next year, we would like to request the active collaboration of government officials, including PEMSEA colleagues, to ensure the progress of the official MOU between the government of the Philippines and Timor-Leste in the near future. In conclusion, I express my gratitude to all participants in today's meeting and hope that the ODA project progresses smoothly next year based on the constructive discussions held today. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. 𝐿𝐬𝐿. So before we proceed with the agenda of the interim project stream, we would like to request all online participants to open your camera for a quick photo opportunity. And then for the on-site participants, we would like to request everyone to stand behind the chair so that we'll have our photo there. So we can have a quick lamping there, and then we'll have our online photo up also. If everyone online can open their camera.
This one. Okay. Okay. Hey everyone.
Okay, ready?
1, 2, 3, smile.
Alright, ready? 1, 2, 3. One more, 1, 2, 3.
Another one. 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay.
Okay.
All right, thank you everyone. So I will now turn over the floor to Mr. Jonas Leones, the chair of the project steering committee. Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Ms. Risa, our EVP, signee. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. First and foremost, I would like to extend my warm welcome and sincere thanks to all the PSC members for taking time out of your busy schedules to attend the first steering committee meeting. I would also like to thank the Regional Project Management Unit or PRF for arranging this online meeting with our partners. This meeting is important as it marks the first year of the 6-year project and will inform the PSC members on the progress and accomplishment undertaken between January to December 2023, which is considered the stakeholder consultation and preparation phase of the project to lay the groundwork of the same. Now, I would like to invite Dr. Shin, our Regional Project Manager of the PEMSEA, to introduce today's meeting agenda. Sir?
Thank you very much. Lisa, would you introduce the agenda?
All right, so for today's agenda, we have quick 3 important points. The first one is to provide everyone the accomplishment and highlights for calendar year 2023. And then we also have the presentation of the work plan and budget for 2024. And then after that, we'll have our discussion so that we can arrive at conclusion and recommendation for the project. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Lisa and Dr. Shin. Any comments? May I solicit, invite any comments to the proposed research program agenda from our PSC members? Are there any proposals, suggestions? Hearing none, so the chair would like to approve the program that will be basing our discussion today. So may I now invite again Dr. Shin to present the project brief and accomplishment for CY 2023. Mr. Shin, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you very much. I'd like to welcome all the participants. This was a busy year preparation and consultation of the project. This year, we had let me, before I delve into the full activity, let's introduce you a little bit of the project. So in January, PEMSEA and Ministry of Oceans and Fisheries had an agreement that Ministry will provide 6-year project amounting 9 million. This is approximately 9 million because our budget is based on Korean won. Korean won is 12 billion, but currency exchange rate is fluctuating, so we were not able to imagine exact number. But for the safety, we based our budget 9 billion. So Philippines and Timor-Leste are participating countries, and then Minister of Oceans and Fisheries designated PEMSEA as an implementing agency. The goal is reducing marine plastics in 10 project sites in the Philippines and Timor-Leste. As you can see in this diagram, that plastic, whether we like it or not, will increase. Plastic usage will be increased in next 20 more years. So currently, plastic convention is discussed in the international arena, and then we will see the plastic treaty in soon time. So this project is very timely under the international discussion under international arena. Okay, now from the beginning of the project, started from the identification of the project site. So we requested Timor-Leste government and the Philippine government to identify their site where the project should be implemented. So we have visited Timor-Leste, and then with the government, Ministry of Agriculture, Livestock, Fisheries, and Forestry, and then Ministry of Tourism and Environment. They agreed to identify 4 sites in the Timor-Leste. Actually, these 3 of them are ICM site of the Philippines. And Atangro was just become the municipality. It was being part of the Dili municipality. So we have 4 sites in the in the Timor-Leste, and we have requested Philippine government to identify site. So EMP identified, circulate their memo, the local government, and then recommended 6 sites. So we have a 6 sites identified in May. So as you can see, this project, we are implementing the project in 10 sites of 2 countries. So this is a quite challenging to have coordinate 10 sites of the 2 countries. So we are very grateful to the government of the Philippines and Timor-Leste to identify the site, and we are very happy to implement this project at these sites. So this project is a marine plastic. So what we call marine plastic is internationally termed ocean-bound plastic, because most of the plastics occur in land-based litter. So we need to prevent the plastic generation in land. So when we talk about ocean-bound plastic, it's within like 50 kilometers from shoreline, and then river inflow and fisheries related plastics. So these are the ocean-bound plastic. So our site, 10 sites are all coastal municipalities and cities. So our project activity will be delivered at the coastal area to tackle the ocean-bound plastics. So during the course of this year, we have developed a project document. The project document contains 4 components. Component 1 is a local governance and marine plastics management. We want to increase the capacity and legal foundation of local government dealing with the plastic litters. Component 2 is a demonstration of best practices and innovative solutions. Local government, they have solutions by themselves, but it's not standardized and it's not working properly. So what we at the project trying to do is that introduce a workable solution, an innovative solution, which is demonstrated already from other countries or this region. We have quite a lot of solutions as of now, and then this project trying to tackle the solution which will be working at the local level. Because all the local level, we have a different situation. So different situation, we need to adopt a different solution. So what they are, we are trying to find out during the course of this project. And component 3 is a beach monitoring on marine plastic and litter. This is trying to see long-term trend of litter or plastic stranded in their local site. So we have quite a lot of examples in Korea and Japan. They have their data, how much they are receiving from the sea, and then how much they are generating. This is important. Why? Because we can see that our solid waste management is effective, so that we see the long-term trend of litter receiving from this site. So we are identifying local partners to conduct the beach monitoring. And component 4 is really important because this we try to increase capacity of the local state partners and build awareness, and we improve the communication with the local government and trying to prevent marine plastics. And so in order to move the project in a systematic way, we form a project governance. The heart of the project governance is a project steering committee So this is a regional steering committee. We have a national steering committee at each country. And then we are a regional project management unit was set up this year. And then participating country. And we will report to the PEMSEA's Partnership Council. So, sir, you said you are the co-chair of the Partnership Council. And our project will report to the council so that our project will be shared and check the balance, check the progress in the council meeting. And during the course of this year, we have established regional project management unit. We are very thankful to Korean government. Here with me, Mr. Kim here, he's seconded from the Korean government to support the Korean ODA process. We have a lot of reporting work to the ODA committee of our Korea. And then Mr. Kim will handle securing the budget and reporting to the Korean government, ODA committee, and then supporting the work of the project. And then Ms. Cecily, she's seconded from the Korean Marine Environment Management Corporation, supported by the Korean government. And she's handling the Philippine affairs. And then we have a supporting staff. They are doing the groundwork at the office, supporting the project implementation. So Mr. Kim was in office like September. Jesse was in office like March. So we are now complete team of the ODA management team. So let me delve into the major accomplishment 2021. So we finalized the project document and then selected the site and doing the consultation at the local site. And then we organized an inception workshop in July. So we gathered over the 10 sites of the project gathered in Manila. And then we discussed about the project. And then we shared our common understanding of the project. And then we decided to move forward with the project document as stipulated in the activities stipulated in the project document. So we have a firm foundation. We formed the firm foundation to the project from this year to beyond. And for the component one, we start with the baseline assessment because we don't know the situation of the plastic issues at our site. So what we are trying to do is that we try to find out what is the key issue at the local level. So we hired a local consultant and then consulting company here in Manila. This is quite renowned consulting firm. And then we conducted the plastic analysis and characterization study. We call it PAX. PAX was conducted in the Philippines in September. And then we will conduct the PAX in Timor-Leste in first quarter of 2024. But we already have a PAX report, and then we know how much plastic are generated at the Philippines site. We will replicate the same effort in Timor-Leste next year. To do this PAX, we train the people in Quezon City in August how to conduct the plastic analysis and characterization study. So baseline assessment, after conducting PAX, we will include that PAX result into baseline study, and then this baseline study will inform how much plastic will be generated at each site of the project. So So this is the methodology we employ for PACS, Plastic Analysis and Characterization Study. Already Philippine government established the methodology. We adopted the methodology, and then in this methodology, there's 17 plastics are already identified. So through our PACS, we will know what types of the plastic will be generated the most in the local site. So we, together with the AMH and the PEMSEA, our project team, we went to the local site of the Philippines. We conducted the PACS at the local site. And as you can see, there will be lots of activities, collecting and sorting and measuring and counting. We conducted 6 sites already in October. And then we already have a result. We will conduct this exercise in Timor-Leste next first quarter next year. So local stakeholder consultation meeting we already conducted in the Philippines for 6 sites. So because local consultation is very important, because our action will be happen at the local level. So local stakeholder should know the project component and activity and what we're gonna do at the local site. So we conducted a local stakeholder consultation meeting in the Philippines, and this meeting will be held in Timor-Leste first quarter next year. So our objective is that we share our project objective and then inform all the stakeholders of local sites what we are trying to do. So we meet the local executives and then local partner NGOs and then local institutes. So that we can engage them and then we share our project goals and objectives and activities. So the PACS training and consultation meeting was happened in Timor-Leste. Mr. Kim and I went to Timor-Leste so that we can bring all together the stakeholders of Timor-Leste. This is a local and site level all together, and then we share the project activities. And local stakeholder consultation will be happening next year. So component 2, as you can see, the best practices and innovative solution for plastic. There are many activities can be involved, like prevention, collection and transport, and treatment and recycling. These are all we can tackle to reduce green plastic. Our objective is stopping the plastic entering into the ocean. How we can do? We can prevent, we can collect better, and we can transport better, and we can treat and recycle better. So all these things will be happening at the local level. Local stakeholders should participate. So they have to know the project activities. So what our intention? So what we did for component 2 was that we identified and what are their current practices, what they are doing, how they are doing. For example, this is what we took the photo of plastic recycling in Atauro Island. There's a small municipality. They are gathering plastic and make a plastic coaster in a very small facility. So there are some activities and the initiative, whether it's a small or large, they are doing their own way of their plastic recycling. So what we're trying to see is that how our partners are recycling their plastic. Here, this left side is actually Dili, there is a company named Partek. They spend millions of dollars to equip to import the equipment. They are making plastic bricks, and they are making plastic panel so that they can recycle their plastics. And then in the Philippines, our local government unit, they are making their own bricks, and that they are making school chairs, and then eco bricks, like putting the plastic into the bottles. So there are various activities already ongoing, but the effectiveness and efficiency is in question. So we have to find out what is the best solution suitable for the local government unit and then local situation. So there are pockets of the technology and innovative solutions practiced already, but how the project will support, enhance their activity, we will try to conduct our assessment, and then so we will conduct the feasibility study in 2024 so that we can find out best the solution suitable for the local area, and then we will in the 2025 and beyond, we will transfer technologies and the best practice in the name of a pilot project. So component 3 is a beach monitoring of marine plastic and litter. So we are trying to engage a local partner. Usually they are the local institute, and we will let them conduct the marine litter monitoring at the beach area quarterly, which means that 4 times a year, and then we employ the standard methodology of our Korea, and then we can compare their result with the Korean result. Because Korea, we have 15 years of data already, and then Manila Bay plastic project, marine litter project, also focus on the Manila Bay. They have a 10 site. They are using the same methodology, and then Timor-Leste, we are using the same methodology. So we have 3 exactly same methodologies of Korea and Manila Bay and our 6 site of the Philippines and Timor-Leste. So we have a type of data to compare. So is it really Manila Bay generating lots of litter? So we can compare after a few years. So to be able to do that, we need to train our partner. So we bring them to Bali in September for the local institute, our partners, and then we train them how to conduct the monitoring. We explain about the methodology, and we give them materials. So this was a quite interesting activity. So our beach monitoring institute in 6 sites, we have all universities identified. Our local government, they recommended universities. And in Timor-Leste, there are 2 national universities, national university and then 1 UNITAR. And then at Tauro Island, there's no university, so we engage local NGO, local one. So these are the local partner who will conduct the monitoring. So we already issued then the MOU and agreement for their review. And if they are ready, we will engage them to conduct the monitoring next year. Yes. So for example, our monitoring will be conducted at the beach area like this. This is a Tandak beach area. And then this is a Bataan Bantayan. So we went there and assessed which is the best location for the beach monitoring. So it's a Sorsogon. This is a rocky beach. Is not quite suitable. But Palawan is a sandy beach. Is quite okay, but we have to check whether human activities are there. So we will finalize until this December, and then we will conduct activities next year. So we also visited 𝐼𝙧𝙧 Island, and then we visit 2 sites in 𝐼𝙧𝙧, and then we check whether it's right, is correct. Okay, and then for component 3, we developed a monitoring manual for marine plastic debris. So with this manual, they will conduct the beach monitoring. And then we set up a system in Sea Knowledge Bank for the beach monitoring data center. So all the data will be uploaded to data center. So for the capacity and awareness and communication, we are trying to engage local partners. So we term them marine environment protectors. So local NGOs will conduct their regular activity for this project. So we requested local government to recommend whom we can collaborate together. So all the local governments, they provided us the names of the NGOs. Next year, we will sit together and we will develop the work plan for their activities.
What will be the role of the non-government organizations?
As non-government organization is these NGOs will conduct the awareness building activity, like going out and then beach litter cleanup activities and coastal cleanup activities, mobilizing local students and stakeholders to clean up. So we will develop a work plan for them so that they can.
They will develop with us.
With us, they will develop because they are already conducting some of the activities. So we will sit together, and which will be most effective. So we will develop together their activities. Then we are providing a little bit
Is
of
the NGO the Bulan client? Bulan is that is the NGO?
Yes, they are registered as non-profit.
Maybe I can suggest that there should be a strong link and collaboration with the local government and the university when they implement the awareness.
Yes, actually, these are all recommended by local government. So our focal point is Menro and Senro. So we requested Menro and Senro to identify whom they will work together. So in the Bulan case, so I was also questioned why. So they have a very much difficulty identifying, and then they identify actually. So we received their profile, and then we are checking together with the local government unit, and then we finally they agree. So these are the local government recommended NGOs for the awareness building. So actually, our secretariat is not deciding anything. We always go through local government because action should be happening at the local site and local level. So we are always requesting local government to recommend their partner to work.
How did the local environmental management bureau, regional management bureau, so
Yes, surely. Local EMD regional offices, we are always go through because EMD regional offices are our local project team, part of local project team. So they work together. So when we send any request letter, always go to the local
The region.
project,
Regional.
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 Regional EMD, yes, regional EMD offices. All right, so we will engage marine environment protectors of the local site so that these are actually sample activities, regular coastal cleanup and school information drive. They can do that kind of activities. So we will lay out firm a work program next year when we sit together and we develop the work program and then let them conduct their own awareness building activities at the local level.
I don't know if Mr. Shin, if you can add a little more activity for the capacity building, because these activities are really related to our extended producers' responsibility.
Yes, sir.
So maybe what we can do here is that aside from the local government unit, the non-government organizations, maybe we can also identify champions of the industry.
Champions
of the big industries there, because these activities are actually can be used by the local government units, the private sector,
yes, sir.
in submitting reports on how they can recover the plastic.
Yes.
So this will be an additional funding for the local government units aside from this project. They can because there will be diversion, collection. The private sectors are required to collect plastics for 2023, 20%, so on until 2028, 80%. So if we can ensure involvement of the private sector here, then I think that will be a lot support that we can get from this private sector for the projects.
Yes, sir. We actually in our component 4, there's a component 2. Actually, we have a small grant program, and then we are identifying local plastic recycling and upcycling companies. We are trying to scale up their operation. So in this champion of industry, we can include in that component 2. So,
Because,
4 as well.
yeah, because the reason why I'm saying this, because the industries are mandated to provide resources, financial support, the local government units and the communities who will be collecting plastics for them.
Yes.
So
It's a natural ally.
natural ally. We don't want to. The last thing we want to see is that the agencies are collecting and the industries are collecting separately. So I think if we can consolidate all the efforts in collection, so I think that would be a lot better.
So thank you very much.
If we also consider also the private sector who are already registered and the EPR, so that it will be better because you really have to form that.
They're registered.
Right. These are big companies. These are big companies and they need to provide financial support to the local government units and communities. And otherwise, if they will not support the collection of the plastic, they will be charged in these levies.
Thank you very much for the suggestions. So we'll take note of the suggestions.
Going back to the selected partners, again, we would like to have a clear criteria how we were chosen, because later on we will have some evaluation. It can be part of our indicators, how we selected well the partners.
Yes, sir. Okay, these are the challenges and lessons learned. When we conduct the local consultation, local governments really face the limited budget and resources for managing plastic waste in actually all the local government in similar situation. So I think our project will can contribute their operation. And we have difficulty in coordination and all activities at local level because of physical distance and language barrier. Actually, Timor-Leste is speaking different languages, and the cultural differences. We have a little bit different cultures, a lack of understanding in political and administrative systems, and difficulty securing national government's approval from project document from the recipient countries, and challenges in coordination with the government entities and department. Sometimes national government, they have a different department, and then we have two different national governments. We have the coordination issues, so we notice that. So that's why we are trying to see that necessary to designate the national coordinators for implementing the project effectively.
Will there be a project management office? So we'll handle this project or the PEMSEA. So what we can do, Mr. Shin, is that we can define maybe the reason why there's a challenge in the permitting requirements because there's no involvement from the government, national government.
Yes.
For example, the EMD, because if we can mandate EMD to support this project and then using the organizational structure,
Yes.
maybe then we can facilitate the permitting requirements.
Yes, sir.
And I think that's the key.
Yes.
Otherwise, our regional office or vendors or the centers or the EMD that really be giving some additional attention to this.
Yes,
They're
sir.
not involved. So very critical that there should be a mainstream office that will support the project.
Yes,
Aside
sir.
from the fence.
Thank you very much, sir. So, what we try to do is set up a coordinating mechanism within the national government. So, like in the Philippines and the Timor-Leste at the same time, we will create project management at the national level. And we properly identify TOR. Actually, project document identify but it was not that detailed. So what we are trying to do in the interim is that we define very specifically structures and then who will be the chair and then who will be the members and what their roles and responsibilities. We will identify during this interim period. We will discuss with the national government to set up a proper coordinating mechanism.
Yes.
There was also discussions on the need for a national coordinator lodged in the designated bureaus, for example. So that is something that we're still waiting for feedback.
I think that's one of the concerns of circumstances, EMB director. Like what's really the role of EMB? And I was looking at the presenter, I was waiting for it to be finished. So we can try to, I was asking Connie, like, did it mention EMB? I'm looking for EMB and you just said that the regional officers are participating, but this is a structured participation or organized. And Director Al was also looking at, we have partners from institutes, academic, partners from NGO, NLG, others operational, either it's over by MOA or what.
Not yet. These
Yeah.
are just ad hoc
Yes.
So
maybe later on
yes, we
review the document.
so we can discuss later
Because
together with
there's some instruction of also you said Jonas, like we have to fast track the signing of the SPA. So we can really move forward and start with that. Anyway, also later we'll be having, EMB will be having meeting with PASC.
yes.
So we can also strengthen the linkage.
Yes.
So as in conclusion, need to increase awareness and participation of local communities in addressing marine plastic pollution because action should be happening. We will need to modify our action. So the action requested by the Interim Steering Committee is that review and make comments on the accomplishment of the project and then endorse the accomplishment report. Review and things. Yes, sir.
The chairman.
Okay, are you done?
Yes, sir.
So thank you for that presentation. At least even without yet the project document, I'm so happy that at least revealing something in this project while waiting for the project document. So at this point, may I now request comment, any feedback from our PSC before I call from the PSC Timor-Leste. Do you have any comments from the presentation of Dr. Shin?
Yes, sir. We can, uh, discuss later with the, together with the national government. So we can discuss later with the national government.
Okay, maybe later on. Maybe,
Yes, sir.
maybe later on, maybe, Anybody from the project steering committee? For our colleagues from Timor-Leste, are we in one in course from our Republic of Korea? Yeah, we have also question. Any comment? Yeah, please, Mr. Nelson, please. So from our colleagues from Timor-Leste,
Could you turn on your microphone?
maybe you can have your feedback since you have also projects.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Can you speak a little louder, please?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, please.
All right. Thank you. First, I would like to convey my sincerely appreciation for the PMC for this very comprehensive as well as a brief presentation regarding to the progress report for this year. So from Timor-Leste, we do acknowledge and appreciate all of the hard working as well as the support from the PMC regional for the implementation for this project for this year. And we hope that through our lesson learned as well as the challenges that we have identified through this report, we could work together to be able to get a proper response as well as the mechanism to solve the challenges. Besides that, regarding to the queries made by PMC regarding to the action requested by the Interim Regional Steering Committee, we do acknowledge and appreciate, and from Timor-Leste's side, we will work together and try to discuss in order to make a revision and make some wants to comments regarding to this accomplishment of the project for this year, as well as we will discuss this with our interministerial, especially the Ministry of Environment and Tourism, to be able to get their insightful thoughts regarding to this accomplishment, if there is anything that they would like to add to be able to complete this project report for this year. And we will talk through as well as if it's all incorporated through this through our discussion, then we will endorse the accomplishment report for this year. I think that's all from Timor-Leste. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for that comment. I hope the Secretary has taken note of the comments. So, anything else? Al?
Sir. Since one of the components of the project is about creating more awareness and at the same time grassroots support for the project, definitely we need to have a strong communication, strong message to get across with our stakeholders. So at the onset, I think the project should already discuss this. And since this is intersection with the Manila Bay management as well. So probably you can take up also with messaging being made in Manila Bay so that there's still been notification or at the same time complementation.
Thank you very much. May we request Mr. Nelson, please? Any comment? Mr. Nelson, go ahead.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
just a moment. I have problem with. Just a moment. I have problem with my
You can hear.
connection.
We can hear you, Director Nelson.
Yeah. Okay. First of all, I would like to apologize profusely for the non-participation of Timor-Leste government at the MU signing and ESC meeting in Manila. Regarding the presentation of Mr. Shin in component 2, in addition to plastic recycling by Caltech, there are still many recycling activities of plastic waste use activities by handicraft by the community. And the second one, regarding component 4, sensibilization for Timor-Leste, I think that according to the instruction for PEMSEA to select the local NGO, so we have 4 local NGOs have been selected for the 4 municipalities. So we need to change the NGO names list in your presentation. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Lasson. I have taken note of your comment. Anything else from any members? So if none, we can proceed to the next item. Who?
Just trying to want you, from are okay.
Mr. 𝐿𝐵𝐿𝐼𝐻𝐿, are you saying something?
Okay. Thank you for the presentation, Dr. Sin. And I think among the 4 components, what we plan, I think the component 2 is most important part of our plan. So from next year, we start feasibility studies and we communicate with local government to which best practice we can adopt or demonstrate. We have pilot project in the pilot site. So I want PEMSEA to share the process of feasibility studies and the selection of the best practices or innovative solutions. And also for the local government of the Philippines and Timor-Leste, make a lot of proposals or ideas to offer PEMSEA about the innovative solutions. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Kang. So I hope Mr. Shin, you got the suggestions. Okay, so before we leave this item, may I just request passport to make sure that all the activities of this project will be consistent also with other activities of other projects. Specifically referring to the GEPP, yes, because most of the activities are, Mr. Sin, you have attended the meeting. So most this project will also be dealing local government units, recycling facilities, and awareness. So make sure that there will be no overlapping and duplication activities at the same time. Make sure that the local government's units involved with the GEP will no longer be involved in this project, because the last thing we want to see is that there will be a stress with the LGUs, so much activities of the same configuration. Okay, so let's make this project complementary with special. And then of course, UNDP is also doing an assessment of the local government units. They're helping us with the APR. So I suggest PASCO should be doing something to make sure that these projects are complementing each other. And of course, since the mandate really of this project is nudged with the EMB, make sure that the EMB is involved in all these activities, especially Polly, who's attending plastic rating. We need to make sure that all these things are aligned when it comes to reduction of plastic waste. Okay, so the second recommendation is endorsement of the accomplishments. I don't know if even if ad hoc PSC can already endorse this. But anyway, so for reporting purpose, anyway, it's we have here the representative from the Republic of Korea. So any comment, suggestions? So to endorse our okay, so there is a message here, chat, coming from MALF. MILF would go along with the arrangement, and we would like to support what has been mentioned by Sir Nelson regarding the change of the local NGOs. So we'll take note of that. We'll try to consider it. Yes. Okay, duly noted. Anything else?
To what
Sir.
Jonas said, to add to what Jonas said about EMB, specifically I would like to mention the Solid Waste Management Division, because they have a wealth of data information that can be useful, and you can share also not only the data but the best practices, so you can complement each other, especially with the approved solid waste management plan for LGUs, which can be, you have to support also existing programs. You can also get more support from them. So it can be a complementation. And the solid waste management division is the priority also.
Solid waste management, of course, when it comes to plastics in LPR, we have therefore in the name.
Yeah.
Actually, for this.
Mr. Chair, if I may, just on the coordination with the Solid Waste Management Division, actually we've been doing that from the start of the project. And the first thing that we looked at when we undertook component 1, which is on the baseline assessment of what's happening on the ground, we look at the solid waste management plans of at the city and the municipal level, so that we know where are the gaps, what information is out there. So when we do the baseline report on the plastic side, it is complementary and it enhances and strengthens. So we have a full picture of the solid waste management plan, particularly on plastic side. So there's more information from the project.
Perhaps before I call Ms. SJ, perhaps aside from the solid waste management plan, maybe we can coordinate also with the EMB on the industries that are required to formulate their own EPR programs. Because that I think we can be involved there, Dr. Shin, because they're now reviewing the EPR program. Maybe you can now give inputs to EMB on how we can improve the EPR program in relation to the solid waste. Miss SJ Shinjin, please, you have the floor. And may we seek your comment, please?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. Hello, everyone. I'm head of Planning and Partnership Unit at PEMSEA. Actually, I'm not a part of the Marine Plastic ODA team, but as a secondment from the Ministry of Oceans and Fisheries of ROK, I am monitoring this implementation of this project and communicating with the ROK government. So I have one comment on behalf of MOF of ROK. So this year, actually, PEMSEA designated 10 project sites and identified our project partners, including central and local government and local experts and NGOs, and began basement studies for this site and preparing official start the project. It was quite a hard work, and additionally, we have been preparing MOU between ROK, Timor-Leste, and the Philippines for the formal and official implementation of the project. So as everyone knows, in ODA project, especially ODA project, the execution of planned project and budget support require backing through the MOU signing between donor countries and recipient countries. So if the MOU is delayed, there's some kind of concern that it might modestly impact the project momentum, which is a bit worrisome. So I understand that MOUs between countries can be delayed due to each country's situation and each country's established procedures. But as Deputy Director of MOF mentioned earlier, I hope that next year, the MOU between the three countries will be completed so that officially proving the implementation of this project and supporting its successful execution. Yeah, that's all for me.
Sir, did you get the suggestions?
Yes.
So we will take note of those suggestions and comments. SG, TG. So any more? Anything else? Any more additional comments?
Since we're talking about the documentation, since this is also related to the country, so we and all ASEAN countries, I think, are doing their own ENSOC, or national state of the ocean. So probably this can be a big thing of the data that we will make stuff this out of this ENSOC. So state consider, let's consider also the data that can be part of that ENSOC.
Anything else? So there's no question. So maybe on behalf of the steering committee, we will be endorsing the accomplishment, major preparatory accomplishments of this project to the public. Okay. So next item, may we call again Mr. Shin for the presentation of the work plan and budget for 2024. Do we need to approve this, the PSA, or
Yes.
Yes, we can approve this even without the project document signed.
Is interim.
Interim approval.
Interim. So that,
Interim approval by the ad hoc.
yes, because the Korean government. See.
Maybe we can just put there for the table, then take note, even without expressing it. Once we have already legal basis to approve this, then we need to affirm all these things. We need to affirm all these things because otherwise it will be an action prior to the project document. All these things we should be affirmed after we have gotten the special presentation. Okay, so may we call again Mr. Shin for the work plan and budget, please.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Let me work on the explain about the work plan and budget for 2024. First of all, we will let me explain work plan component by component. So output 1.1 is a baseline assessment. So we have conducted baseline assessment at the country. The Philippines will be finished by this year. December should be finished. But we will have a review the outcomes. And then Timor-Leste, we will have a plastic analysis and characterization study the first quarter in the Timor-Leste. And then we will have a baseline assessment by consortium. We are targeting May. And then baseline assessment of the Philippines done in February. Then we may have a regional synthesis report in June. So we will have it. And then this baseline assessment report will be reported during the EAS Congress 2024, which is planned in November in China. So we will bring local partners to the EAS Congress, and we will showcase our baseline of the local sector. And then outcome 1.2.1 is a 10-year marine plastic management strategy. Actually, Philippine government developed a national plan of action on marine litter. That's a national level strategy. But we want to get it down to the local level. So after baseline study, we know the situation, and we will lay out what action needs to be done at level. So we will hire local consultant at the local level, and then we will try to develop that local strategy in 2024. And then the strategy will be part of the activity of the strategy will be implemented in 2025. So, and then the component 2, demonstration of best practices and innovative solution. Actually, this year we haven't done much, but next year we will need to fully engaging our work time to develop these best practices and innovative solutions. Because as Ms. Kang mentioned, this take lots of consultation. First, she mentioned that the process of developing the best practices, first we need to analyze what is the situation. And second, we need to select what kind of solution is suitable for the local site. And then once we identify the suitable solution, we will need to develop a feasibility study. Because not all the solution can be fitted to the local situation. So we have to have resources and the personnel to maintain that. And then local government should put their resources or these layout in the pilot. So first identify solution, we need to feasibility study, and then develop project document, and then we will implement the project pilot. So that is the process. So in this best practices, so we will develop what are the available practices and innovative solution at the local site. So we will do it by August. And then regional consultation meeting will be held during the Congress, EAS Congress, because we will bring all the local government officers. Once we develop we identify what kind of technology and solution available, and then we will discuss what option we have. So we will hire local consultant to develop pilot projects, national consultation and local consultation. We will conduct this year, and then finally we will decide what solution we will implement. Because next 2025, the money will be doubled to implement these best solutions. So during this course of the year, we will have a detailed feasibility study will be conducted. So once identify the solution, we will see if the solution is really applicable local site. So both Timor-Leste and Philippines, we will conduct a feasibility study, and then regional report and business climate. So, sir, here we have a output 2.2.1. We are analyzing the business climate, meaning that once you gather plastic, waste plastic, what you're gonna do with collected waste plastics? Because not much operation of waste plastic will generate any money to make it sustainable. So we want to analyze business climate so that we can assist them and augment their operation to make it sustainable. So our objective is that find out the local business, the plastic waste, the collection or upcycling and recycling. Then we are trying to augment their operation. Our objective is to make them sustainable of their operation. So this is output 2.1 is we call it small grant. So we will avail a small budget, and then we identify local recycling and upcycling business, and then we select them and just support them so that they can be more sustainable, and then increasing their operation.
Dr. Shin, if I may include one term there, recycling, upcycling, and the new term proposed by Secretary, repurpose.
Repurpose, yes.
Because that's a different thing. We need purpose. We made something out of something.
Yes.
But recycling, using it. So if we can include that,
Yes.
repurposing plastic waste,
Yeah.
I think we can include it.
Yes, sir.
Publish
So we will provide a project. That's like repurpose.
because
Yes.
the Secretary will definitely look.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much for the suggestion.
Secretary.
Yes, sir. So, plastic recycling, upcycling, and repurposing. We are trying to engage them and then scale up their operation and trying to support them to make their operation sustainable. So we call it a small grant program. We will develop a guideline of selecting the company whom to support. So we will find out what are the eligible entities for this small grant program.
Yeah, I think we should know. In relation to this, just to inform the body that last time we talked with Congressman Lucas, they will be filing a bill incentivizing the recyclers. So perhaps we can see how we can make use of this bill.
Yes, sir.
We can contribute in terms of inputs to the guidelines.
Okay, we're taking note of using Jonas' comment. We will revise our project document, putting in the repurposing, including repurposing. Then we look into that bill. And then component 3 is a beach monitoring. So we already identified monitoring institute, and we already circulate the document to formalize our operation. So I expect that we expected this December, but it will be a little bit delayed. But this year we will have a regional seminar on beach monitoring organized during the Congress. So we will have a discussion with Beach Monitoring Institute, their experiences and their difficulties and their lessons. Because we will engage them this January and let them conduct 4 times a year beach monitoring. So we will see what are the experiences. So Philippines 6 sites and then Timor-Leste 4 sites already institutes identified, trained. We will enter into a contract with them, and then we will let them conduct the monitoring. We'll bring them to Congress, and then we will discuss their experiences firstly.
The EMB also has vast information, knowledge about the beach monitoring. After beach monitoring is part of their project activities and programs. So perhaps you can take it social shares. Lessons learned.
So we need to discuss more and strengthen our partnership because 2 things is having shared targets and then the long term, like how we streamline or institutionalize project outputs. So maybe hopefully we can have budget for whatever targets that we have accomplished and which we can continue with the sector.
Very much.
Yeah.
Also, EMB is a computer project that also is also related to cycling for the same tasks. So probably there's some experience we can get out of the housing project. Housing. It's called
HOCC.
meaning
The ocean.
the ocean, building these initiatives.
UN Habitat.
Thank you very much for the comment and duly noted. Let me continue. So for the beach monitoring of marine plastic litter, so we will let our partners conduct their quarterly monitoring. Then their monitoring data card will be uploaded to our data center in MCC Knowledge Bank. And then we will develop a synthesis report after they finish their monitoring, and then we will see how the monitoring was, and then their experiences and what are the problems and the lessons learned. And then for the data center, PEMSEA is developing a data center now, and then we are targeting to complete the data center in January. Okay, component 4, this is a capacity awareness and communication of marine plastic management. Output 1 is national. We have a national project team and a local project team, and then we are bringing them to South Korea, and then we will have a learning exchange to South Korea on plastic recycling, upcycling, and repurposing. Because we have in Korea, we have extensively conducted recycling and recycling. There is a center in Seoul. We want to learn from the Korean government. Actually, Seoul City established the center. So there are lots of programs. So we want to bring our national and local government partners and then let them learn how other countries are doing. And then a session of marine plastic and litter organized at the EAS Congress. Last year, the president of the Korean Maritime Institute visited the PEMSEA, and they expressed their intention to organize a session on marine plastics. So we are partnered with the Korean Maritime Institute, and then we will bring our local partner as national team, EAS Congress, and then there will be lots of things to learn at that opportunity. So we are expecting national and local project team participating in EAS Congress 2024. So and then MEPs, marine environment protectors, we identify this year, and then Timor-Leste, as Director Nelson suggested, we will update our list of the marine environment protectors in Timor-Leste. And then we will identify, and then we will conduct a consultation meeting with the marine environment protectors next year. And then we will have a regional consultation meeting. So that in that regional consultation meeting, we will develop a work program and together with the MEPs. And then we will contract them and let them conduct the awareness building program. Not with the EPR program in the Philippines, and then we the local company partners, private sector partners, together with we will conduct a consultation meeting. Okay, and then marine plastic website we will open in the PEMSEA's website. Under PEMSEA website, we will open a marine plastic website, and then all the data we generate will be uploaded to the data, and then we start to issue newsletters quarterly. And then you've seen that project governance, we are intended to sign a national MOU, meaning the donor country and the recipient countries. We have to have a MOU signing. So we are trying to have that MOU signing in all. We are targeting July. By July, we want to have that MOU. July.
Next year.
So
timeline.
Actually, local government local government, our 10 sites, they are ready to sign the project implementation with the PEMSEA. So we don't want to do it before the national government sign the MOU. So we are actually waiting for.
So the only issue there is the SPA.
Yes, sir.
Only with the SPA now, this project. Kasi can you pass up the review so to get ready?
Yes, sir. We
Or
are
did
doing
it
that
pass?
already. We are.
We make sure that before the year end, we can ready. The secretary can ready. Give it us. We'll pass.
So, yes, sir.
I think to get stronger. So still involve the mayors.
Yes, sir.
I mean, in the East Asian countries.
Yeah, they will do that.
Usually.
They will do that.
The project may not bring that MOU, but the mayors, we will bring mayor to the mayor's conference. Yeah. No, not this year.
It's the same.
So that's
Actually, our process is that the national MOU should be signed before we enter into MOU with the local government. So we are speaking in national MOU is ready. We will have a signing ceremony. We are targeting July of this year.
So the secretary will sign this because the last, the two MOUs from Korea also were already signed by the secretary. The POCO and the SK Forest. Already signed by the secretary. I think this project will be no problem. So as long as there is already the SPA.
If SPA is ready by the plan,
I think it's already safe.
So our target is that bringing a national MOU signing and a government signing or together in July. So that's what we are targeting. And in the name of mayor's conference, because mayor will be there, express their commitment. Mayor's council. So so our target is July, and then we hope that national MOU will be ready by April, so that we can plan in July. And then I hope that Timor-Leste government also be ready on their national MOU by July. Then we may properly prepare July meeting. So second project steering committee meeting will be happening forward. So if I may summarize major activity events of the 2024 is that learning exchange will be happening in April. We are targeting April. Because this Seoul Upcycling Center Plaza, they have a various program. And then
Do they have repurposing?
repurposing also. The title is a little different, but they have a repurposing also. And then they already contacted them, and then we can participate in their activities specifically for our project. So we will bring them, and then we learn how we can increase our capacity in recycling, upcycling, and repurposing. So we are trying to invite the national and local project team whether it's a country by country or country altogether, two country altogether, depending on our process and then the number of we have to find out. Because we have a limitation in handling number of them. So it might be too strict. If the participants are too many, we may divide it two. But anyway, the learning exchange is a very important activity because it's related to the capacity building. And then we are proposing a mayor's conference. This might be happening in Puerto Princesa, Palawan, in July 2024, if under the condition that national MOU is ready by April 2024. So when the national MOU is ready, because our local executive, they are ready to sign the MOU with the PEMSEA for the implementation of this project. They are very supportive. So we may have Mayor's Conference in July under the name of Mayor's Compact, Mayor's Conference with Mayor's Compact. And the MOU signing of national and local government will be happening all at the same time. So that is our plan. And then the culmination event of the 2024 will be our EAS Congress 2024. So these are the grandiose events that summarize all activities at the 2024 in Xiamen, China. And we will bring a national project team, a local project team, and monitoring institute, and then marine environment protectors all together. We will invite them to Congress because there are so many things to learn at the Congress. So this is a really shouldn't miss opportunity. So we are bringing all our partners, and then we are trying to learn the global trend, and then what the latest update on the plastic management. So these are our culminating events. I hope our steering committee support these activities. Would you remove that? Okay, let me briefly touch upon the budget management. So this budget was given by Ministry of Oceans and Fisheries of Korea. As I mentioned, PEMSEA and MOF entered into an agreement in January. So they flexed their budget, but the budget comes in tranches for 6 years. For example, this first year is like 10%. And next year, also 10%. This cannot be changed. And then the third year, 20%, fourth year, 20%, fifth year, 20%, and sixth year, 20%. This is the base. And then, so these are the flexed budget. So we need to plan based on their trends, replenishment. And then our activity component one, we have a 10% allocated for component one, and component two is the biggest component. We are devoting our resources 50%, and then component three is 10%, and component four, as the building is 25%. And project management is 5%. So if you put the matrix 10%, the X and Y component, we have a sort of guideline of how much we have to spend every year. But in reality, in our project document, we allocated a project budget a little bit differently, because in this first year is a preparatory. So we have a lot of consultation and develop project document, and then consultation at the local site. So we may not develop, put much money in food. So we have allocated about the $752,000 for the first year, so that we can have a saving next year and the following year. So we are a little bit smaller budget in first year because our activity is really happening since July. So we have like 6 months of activities, actual activities. So these are the budget plan in the project document. So in the project document, we plan 753,950,000 is like about 81% of the annual budget received. So in 2023, we received 931,000 approximately we received, but we budgeted 80% of this budget, so that we have a savings of $177,000, so that we can spend that money in 2024 and beyond. So that our next year, our activity will be fully implemented, so we can have a little bit room to spend more for other activities, especially component 2 will be spending a lot. So in expenditure in 2023, we cannot figure out the 2023 yet. So this based on the middle of November, at the end of November. Middle of November, we have spent like a 521,000. It's about the 69% of what we have planned. And then considering our expenditure and commitment, it will be reached. It might be reached like 80% of what we have planned. So we planned 753,000. We may reach like 600,000. So we have more or less 400,000 carry over to next year. And then if you see that how we spend the money in the Atlas code is actually UN budget management system. There's a code. So in the international consultant, local consultant, and then contract services, and the office supplies, and the rental IT equipment, and the executing agency fee, and we are spending based on the November, we spent about 69% is our overall budget spending, but the travel is a little bit underspent because we have only 6 months of the time to travel. But this will be fully implemented next year. So these are the budget spending for 2023. And then 2024, we are expecting that the Minister of Oceans and Fisheries will provide 10% of the total budget if we convert it into the dollar, because it's a Korean one. Convert it into Korean dollar, we expect that 909,000, because exchange rate is a little bit not good than this year. So we may receive like a 909. And then, so we plan in the project document, we plan 2024 budget, $1,043,000. So we, in receiving and planned budget, we have a deficit of 134,000. But as I said, we have leftover from now and this year, so we have a $409,000 leftover. So we can cover that 134 from the leftover from this year. And the remaining will be carried over to 2025. So in the component budget, component by component, budget, component 1 is 70%, and component 2 identifying best practices and innovative solution, we will spend like 27%, and then monitoring 14%. And component 4, we have a quite significant activity this year, so we will spend like 33%. Project management is 7%. So Atlas is looking like this. So these are the summary of project budget spending and the budget 2024 budget and the work plan for 2024. The action requested by the African Business Steering Committee that review the work plan and budget 2024 and approve the work plan as we presented to you today, and then approve the budget, plan the budget of 1,043,000 for 2024. This is we plan in the project document, and the remnant will be carried over to next year. And we request the national governments to expedite the process of securing the formal project implementation arrangement among the national government, which means that we want to enter into MOU between the participating country and the donor country, which is our country. And then we hope that the steering committee will support the organization of Mayor's Conference, where the former project implementing arrangement between PEMSEA and 𝐏𝐿GU and the national government between Arab Korea and Philippines and Timor-Leste will be happening. And we also hope that the steering committee support the organization of and participate in the EA's Congress 2020, which is our triannual event, which will be culminating activities in Xiamen, China. And during the time is 6 to 8 November. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Shin. At least we have now an idea on what will happen to this project during the next years to come, including the budget and tentative activities. So may I now open the floor for comments on the actions requested from the Regional Steering Committee. In item A, we have already reviewed the plan. So we have seen we can provide comments. As explained by Mr. Shin, these activities may change depending on situations on the ground. And then item B, maybe we can differ a little. We'll go to the first with the DEF, because the project is requesting a steering committee to support and expedite the different activities. For the processing of the MOU, I think we will try to expedite it. Who will be preparing them?
We have a draft that we circulated to the government.
So we just await the draft proposal. Go ahead.
As we noticed in the gaps and problems that we had, it was mainly on the execution level. So the reason why the national government started endorsements because there's some clarity on the roles and responsibility. So probably this will be clarity. And the endorsement will also be switching. So those set up.
Yeah, perhaps I think even after we have endorsed the SPA, we can still discuss the roles.
Yes.
What the alternative is that we need to submit already the SPA so that the secretary can sign the project document. Just like with the GEPP, we secured all the necessary permits. Now we are now in the process of really defining the roles of the different actors in the project. So what we need is that the AMB first endorse the SPA. Let me assure the chairman assures the EMB that when we finalize the documents, we will be defining the different roles of different actors.
And if I may also, we actually presented some proposed roles and responsibilities to Assistant Secretary.
Maybe you can look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
maybe you can.
I had a letter as requested by Director Gilbert. I
Maybe
think
you can look at
we
it.
copied everyone. This was 3 months ago. 3 months ago, yes. 2 months ago. All of you are copied.
Just look at it, and but anyway, even then, we need to really pass our first documents to authorities for us. So that we can negotiate with the project and how this project can be implemented with different. Okay. So for the support of the mayor's conference, I think PSC, if you have any comments, I think we can support this. And then support of the organization participate in the ES Congress 24, definitely. We will be supporting on condition that they will be sponsoring our participants to go there. Okay, so for the B and C, approval of the work plan, and then approval of the plan of budget in the amount of $1,043,741. So may I seek comments and suggestions from the different PSC members? Well, before I go. Are there any members of the PSC who want to comment or to suggest or to support the approval? Members?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair.
Others, raise hand.
Okay, maybe before I call Mr. Director Al, maybe I can request a representative from the NALFF. Timor-Leste, please. Go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you. First, I would like to thank Dr. Singh for the very brief presentation regarding to the work plan for the next year, as well as the explanation on the expenditure for this year, budget for this year. So in this, we don't have any specific comment regarding to the proposed budget for next year. However, we would like to ask a question regarding to the last slide, the action requested by Interim Regional Steering Committee in point number A, the review of work plan and budget for next year. I would like to ask, is there any deadlines for this? Because as for Timor-Leste, we do need sometimes to be able to sit together and review the work plan and the budget for the next year, as well as we need to discuss it more. We need to discuss it among us to be able to approve the work plan for next year. So I just want to ask, is there any due date that the Regional Secretariat set for this point A? Thank you.
Rashid, can you answer that? Will there be a deadline submission of the work plan?
Because we will submit this project before, meeting before to the participant. I think and it's depending on your domestic government's process. We can give them time to discuss. Because by the end of this year, we may see.
The earlier the better.
Yes, the earlier better. But
they're flexible. They're flexible until 2 weeks. Sir, they're flexible until 2 weeks. But of course, they will be deferring to your government on how fast you can evaluate and review the work.
So,
But-
I'm sorry.
Yes.
So basically, two weeks for the discussion, is it?
That's correct. That's correct. Sure.
All right. So, thank you for the clarification. We will try our best to discuss and get any insight from the other colleague, and we will try to endorse this work plan and budget for next year. And hopefully we could complete the discussion within 2 weeks, as been mentioned by the regionals of PMC. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Anything else? Anything else?
I think that's all from our side. Maybe Sir Nelson have anything to say.
Mr. Nelson, please, do you have any comments? Further comments? Mr. Nelson. While waiting for Mr. Nelson. Yes.
I'm sorry, while waiting for Mr. Nelson, I would like to add a few things regarding to the work plan and budget for next year, especially the process of consultant, local consultant hire process, because as we have discussed among us, like from Ministry of Agriculture, Livestock, Fisheries and Forestry, we would like to have a few changes here regarding to recruitment process of the local consultant, because till present we haven't get any information from the representative from each sites in Timor-Leste regarding on how the process of the recruitment process of the local consultant has been done. So we need more time to be able to discuss with among the Timor-Leste team, especially the representative from each pilot site in Timor-Leste on the arrangement of the local consultant process of the recruitment for the local consultant, because we need to set any specific as well as the requirement for this upcoming local consultant for this project. So I just would like to ask Sir Nelson, is there any comment that you would like to add regarding this query? The floor is yours, Sir Nelson, please.
Any comments?
Yes, sir. Regarding the process of hiring local consultants, we have requested the local government to identify their local consultants. This is a process is the same as the Philippines. We are not hiring directly by ourselves. We are always called through local government. So we send a letter to the local executive, local mayor, administrator, to recommend their local consultant to develop the baseline assessment. So the role of the national government can assist their selection of the local consultant, consultation with the local government. So we also provided that information to the national government as they also. So please review that the request letter, and if you provide input to us, we will take your input, because we are not selecting any local certain yet, and then we are in the process of receiving their recommendation. So please discuss within the government, and then provide your input to the secretary. Thank you very much.
Okay, will there be any additional comments, queries from the Timor-Leste side? Hearing none. Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Sin, for your clarification regarding to the recruitment of the local consultant for the project next year. So I think that's all. That's all from our side. Maybe there is anything that Sir Nelson would like to add as the representative from the Ministry of Environment and Tourism. I'd like to pass the floor to Nelson, please.
Sir Nelson, please. Sir Nelson. He's in the middle. Nelson. Do you have any comments, Sir Nelson? Director Al, do you have any comments?
Yes, Chair. PEMSEA, the multi-year budget is presented a while ago. It's with up to the 6th year. We're expecting that in the 6th year to be lower because I think the project is almost under completion in the period. But it seems the same with the previous year. So maybe request clarification from the
Mr. Chair, may I?
Yeah, go ahead.
That when this is a budget process of the Korean Tower ODA process. So in reality, when you implement the project, first year small, middle year high, and then last year small. But that is ideal situation. But our project budget, when they the Korean government submit their budget proposal, this was submitted. So that was not under control of PEMSEA. So we just received that budget plan. So the percentage, so we cannot do anything. That's why I had a very hard time. We had a hard time to plan because last year budget is 20%, so it's really hard to spend everything at the last year. So we properly planned that budget decided by the Korean government. So we have to abide by the set budget targets. At this moment, we are not able to change that budget replenishment plan of the.
But I think it could be addressed because the PSC will be looking and reviewing the yearly budget allocation of the project. So I think if you can see if there's a need to adjust activities from one year to another year, we can still review it. If there's a need to fast track the 6-year activity, we need to implement it earlier. We can do it. For as long as the PSC will be still reviewing, approving the endorsement.
Related to the 2024 budget, we had a saving this year. So it should be added to the 2024. But the total that you are asking us to approve is the same as what is budgeted for 2020.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Because we project document identify what yearly activities already set. So considering we have a 20% budget at the end of the 6th year, so we have to expedite the spending, but we need to plan very carefully for the innovative solution. The component 2 is our main 50% of the budget allocated there. So while we are planning, so we consider that. So we save a little bit this year and then put more budget to the middle years of the project.
And in the 2023 budget was not approved by the PS, only the 2020.
Yes,
So the
2023.
2023 savings
Yes,
can be included in
included in the
next succeeding year.
activity. So,
We should change the number.
our planned activity, budget is a 1 million something,
45.
1 million 45. But the savings will be translated to next succeeding.
But there's no change in the total budget.
There's no changes in total budget. So we keep the total budget as stipulated in the project document. And then because we plan activities, and then we just cannot add more money to already set activities, because we already planned the activities set to 1 million. So we can, so whatever we remain, like the 2,000
Distributed.
will be carry over 2020.
Did I hear a while ago that the actual dollar budget was also affected?
Yes, right. So there is a lot of changes affecting the total budget. So we need to consider that also.
The dollar will be not improve, then that will be beneficial to the project. Or if the dollar devalues.
Hopefully it will not be very significant.
Yes.
Anyway,
We hope that the
let's address it once still.
exchange rate will be stabilized. Calculation of
Because
project.
there are projects that the project document, the fixed rate, they are fixing the rate already,
Yes, right.
so that they can protect
Yes, sir. But
the fluctuation.
in the ODA process, they are all in the identified in the Korean. Obviously, we have something.
So anything else? So before we approve these things, any comment? Nelson, please. Are you now ready, Nelson? Do you hear us, Nelson? Anyway, so anything else to add? Just proceed to the next.
Since you have a saving this year, can we consider the participation of the mayors in the stations stuff?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello?
Okay, Nelson, please.
Hello?
Go ahead.
Hello?
We can hear.
We can hear you.
Yeah. Thank you again for the opportunity. I appreciate I need to introduce to our minister regarding this issue. So once again, we apologize for our team not to attend the MOF signing in the Philippines. Thank you.
It's okay. It's okay. We'll be rescheduling the signing, Nelson, and we'll make sure that you can get your visa from the Philippine embassy there.
Thank you, sir.
Continue.
Thank you, Mr. Shin.
Yeah, thank you very much.
We are expecting the participation of our local participants of this project. But these are more the technical level. But I'm proposing to consider the participation of our SMEs so that we can be further exposed at the local level.
It's that's good.
So it can be one, we can buy in, have more champions. Second is, I would like to be clarified what are these international consultants who are they? We started with
We need to discuss. Maybe you can discuss it with the project document.
Yes.
For now, it's good. We can do it. But once we are discussing the project document, we can identify it. Yes.
For now, it's this 3.
Yes, so we are the local, international. So
We have a budget here.
I think, for example, they tend to hire the international experts other than
No. We are. We,
You have a complete
have a
team already, right?
yes, sir.
You have a complete,
Yes, sir.
You have a
even local.
Yeah, even the local,
Local.
we have. We discuss with the Korean company. As we can spend.
the reason why I is asking because we will be applying.
Yes.
No, but
That's competitive.
no, but as mentioned in one of the preparation for national parliament,
Yes.
if needed. Like for example, we were discussing with us previously that there may be some assistance needed in the
It will be on site, the consultant on site.
Yes, country.
So we will be hired.
So in the Timor-Leste, the nation, the board, they have a project coordinator.
And
In the Philippines, national project board, Fisheries, EMT, and PASAs, they may have a one. project.
If we wish to also.
we'll make sure that when we finalize the project documents, we clarify all these things. Okay. Anything else? So we can,
Is there any outside part support from the project, no?
but I was telling,
About the space and everything.
yeah, I was telling
The space.
Dr. Amy a while ago that we became Christian. I think maybe we'll discuss this thing so that we can see don't reviews also the Philippine governments,
Yeah, maybe we can.
even not monetary.
Yeah, but
Services.
you look very comfortable, you know.
Now as Mr. Shin can play golf. Anyway, so, okay, so let's approve. Any comment on this requested actions?
I move for the approval of this requested action subject to some amendments based on the comments recommendations by the fund.
Especially item B and C.
Yes.
So the PSC will be approving the endorsement of the work plan for 2024 and planned budget in the amount of $1 million. So there is a motion, there's second, I think, second, and there's no objection. So the requested actions by the Interim Regional Steering Committee are hereby approved and adopted. So the last item will be the draft conclusions and recommendations. The meeting prepared by the RPMU. So if the PSC members will allow me to read the draft conclusions and recommendations. For the conclusions, can you flash them, please? We have the slide. The other slide. See. So, conclusion number one, the meeting commenced the activities undertaken on the various components coordinated by the RPMU on the accomplishments of the project during the preparatory phase of 2023. Next, the meeting commenced the active participation of the local government units and local stakeholders of the project activities. Next is the meeting acknowledges the challenges of coordination in the processes needed. They secure clearance specifically, especially at the national project teams in both Philippines and Timor-Leste. And then the meeting recognizes the upcoming critical project activities of the 2024, such as the Mayor's Conference and EAS Congress 2024. For the actions and recommendations of the first PSC meeting, The meeting endorses through the PSC the 2023 accomplishment report of the RPMU. The meeting through the PSC approves the work plan and budget for 2024 as presented to the PSC. Budget subject to the comments of the PSC. The meeting recommends the RPMU to review the project implementing mechanism at the national and local levels in both Philippines and Timor-Leste. In coordination with the national project teams and PEMSEA, national focal points, the RPMU will begin the process of hiring the national project coordinators in both countries. This will be discussed when we finalize the project documents. The government of the Philippines and Timor-Leste agree to expedite the national process and approval of the project with the signing of the MOU between the recipient governments, the government of the Philippines and Timor-Leste, the donor, and the government of Republic of Korea. This sums up the PSC's meeting conclusion recommendations. May I now open the floor for questions, clarifications, comments on these draft conclusions and recommendations from the PSC or any member of the participating members of the PSC. Hear any support from the conclusions and recommendations? Any feedback from the side of our ROK team? Ms. Kang, do you have any comments?
MOF basically supports the work plan and the budget of 2024, and we would suggest more detailed opinions or comments about the plan by next 2 weeks. And yes, that's all.
Kang. Any other comments? Okay, so okay, at this point, I hear no comments. The Timor-Leste side, from the ROK side, from our Philippine side.
So here we support recommendations at the same time.
Thank you, Director Al. So may I now request our PRMU to draft the meeting report and circulate it within 2 weeks, reflecting the discussions today. So if there are no other comments, before I adjourn the meeting, I would like to thank the PSC meeting members for their active participation and contribution to the successful conduct of the first PSC meeting. So on behalf of our Secretary 𝐏𝐵𝐸𝐺𝐚𝐬𝐭, may we greet you a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to all. So I declare now the meeting closed. Thank you, everyone. I finally joined. There is a chat. Timor-Leste would go along with the recommendation and support the arrangement for next year. Thank you, our colleague from Timor-Leste.
Thank you.
And that's the meeting is hereby.
Thank you, DJ.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Next year.
Next year.